Hey YouTube, vinyl community, welcome to another vinyl inbox video for the month of September 2019. These are my vinyl finds from the month of September. Hope you're all doing well, having a great time. Hope you're sliding into fall. It's still hot as hell here in Florida, unfortunately, but maybe we'll get some cooler weather in a couple more weeks. But man, summer just goes on and on and on, but that doesn't stop me from buying vinyl, and I got a nice little stack of stuff here, so let's just go ahead and get into it. First thing I got here to share with you is an album that was just released this past Friday, and I picked it up on my way home from work, and that is the new release by Sturgill Simpson. This one's titled Sound and Fury. Killer cover there. There is the back. Gatefold with some artwork, and this artwork sort of goes along with an animated visual album that's available on Netflix that goes along with this album. So if you want to hear this album and you have a Netflix account, go on there and look for Sound and Fury. You'll find the visual album of this, and it's just the whole album, and then there's an animated movie that goes along with the album. So it's pretty interesting. It's a little weird, especially the animated version. This album is very much a different kind of album for him, even though Sturgill Simpson has been sort of transitioning from just straight ahead sort of alt country to more of a rock and roll kind of thing. But here it's a lot more rock and roll. It's more psychedelic. It also gets into like a sort of a synth pop kind of thing at some points. It definitely has a lot of different styles and a lot of different musical influences on here. And I've heard interviews with Sturgill Simpson, and he does have a lot of musical influences. So he's around my age, so there are a lot of the similar stuff that I grew up listening to, that he grew up listening to. So it's really interesting to hear this, and you hear all these different sort of types of music and different decades of music sort of influencing the sound on here. So it's a really cool record. As I said, I just got it on Friday. I'm just still getting into it, but so far I'm really enjoying listening to it. And this does have a printed inner sleeve, not real fancy. There's a special independent record store version on this sort of black and red marble vinyl color here. Very, very pretty. And that sort of fits the cover pretty well. So Sturgill Simpson's new album for this month, is Sound and Fury, and that's the last thing I picked up. So, all right, this next one is a reissue of a Hall & Oates album that I don't think I have. I know I don't have it in my collection. I don't think I have it in the inbox anywhere either. I don't recall seeing it for some reason, but that is Hall & Oates, just Daryl Hall and John Oates. Something just made me want to pick this up, so I did. And this crazy photo they did here, and that was actually originally on the inner sleeve, but they turned it into a gatefold. This was just a cheap pickup on Amazon. And they did do this on silver vinyl. Apparently there's a pink vinyl version that they did for Pride Month, which I maybe should have got that one instead, but that was pretty cool that they did that. But yeah, Daryl Hall and John Oates, self-titled album. All right, this next one was an inspired purchase by Steve over there at Value Vinyl. I watched him do a VCLT video. Not remembering who sent it, but they sent over some hip-hop stuff, and this was in there, and I was like, that's really cool. I want to have that on vinyl too. And went on Discogs, and lo and behold, it was pretty inexpensive to buy, so I went ahead and picked that up, and that's Puff Daddy and the Family Forever. So early 2000s Puff Daddy stuff here. This has got Satisfy You, Angels with Dirty Faces, PE 2000, bunch of that's just very, very glitzy, glammy, poppy hip-hop stuff from the early 2000s that I have some nostalgia for, so I enjoy it. I enjoy listening to it. I realize it's not real socially conscious or anything like that, but it's just fun, and it's poppy, and it's enjoyable. This did come with a nice insert with some photos and liner notes on it, so that's nice considering the time period that this album came out in. And it's a 2 LP set on the Bad Boy label. Alright, and next up we have the album of the month from Vinyl Me Please, and that is Jim Sullivan UFO. This is a reissue they did along with Light in the Attic Records, and there's a whole story that goes along with this, how this guy sort of disappeared and they found his car, and some sort of, you know, one of those crazy stories, lost to the ages kind of thing. Yeah, Jim Sullivan's kind of a singer-songwriter, you know, early 70s, mid-70s kind of singer-songwriter, a little bit country, a little bit psychedelic, a little bit, you know, just singer-songwritery, interesting kind of stuff. I think this, again, I struggle with this stuff when the story itself is more interesting than the actual music that was produced by the artist. And there's a reason this stuff gets lost to the ages, because I don't think it's that good, really. I didn't really care for the music here. The story's interesting. It's kind of make an interesting movie maybe, but the music is just sort of so-so. It's not great music, you know. This is not going to compete with the big names from the 70s. You know, nice big 12 by 12 booklet, lots of photos, and you know, lots and lots of stuff. Tells the whole story of his music and his disappearance and all of that, kind of the mystery surrounding it and all that kind of stuff. Of course, Vinyl Me Please does an art print every month, and this one is by Chris Gambrell. And then the vinyl itself is kind of on a translucent neon green color. Jim Sullivan UFO just really wasn't really for me, really, but it was an interesting story nonetheless. But that was the album of the month for September from Vinyl Me Please, and the October album is definitely something I will like and a group I collect, so that's a good thing. So keep an eye out for the October vinyl inbox, as I'll be a lot happier with that one. Even though it's an album I already have, it is a special edition that they're releasing, so that's kind of cool. Okay, so these last albums I have to share with you today are from a couple of different Goodwill pickups. So let's just go ahead and get into it. A bunch of interesting finds. First one here is Claudia Schmidt, New Goodbyes, Old Hellos, on the Flying Fish Records label. So I do not know anything about Claudia Schmidt, but since it's on Flying Fish for 20 cents, I'll give it a try. Next up, a JoJo Gunn album titled Bite Down Hard. I've seen other JoJo Gunns like Jumpin' the Gun and stuff, but I haven't seen this one before, so I thought I would give this one a try. Copy of Simon and Garfunkel's Wednesday Morning 3 a.m. Here's an interesting one. I have not seen this movie before, but I thought I'd give the soundtrack a try and just see. It's Seals and Crofts for the soundtrack for the movie One on One, the story of a winner. Something to do with a basketball player with Down syndrome maybe, or something. I'm not sure exactly, but we'll check that out. Peter Brown, Stargazer. I think this is supposed to be some disco funk kind of stuff. Yeah, we'll give it a try. Just why not? 20 cents. If you don't like it, find another home for it. David Bromberg, Demon in Disguise. Ozark Mountain Daredevils, the Car Over the Lake album. Hudson and Landry, Hang in There. And a copy of Joni Mitchell's Court and Spark. Very nice. The Sutherland Brothers and Quiver with Lifeboat. Not real familiar with this. It's on Island Records, so maybe that's a good sign. Copy of Jefferson Airplane's Surrealistic Pillow. And then these last two albums are special finds that are they're not the last I'm going to show, but they're the last from that particular day of Goodwill shopping. These are the main reasons why I picked up all the rest of those I just showed you. These are two really killer finds, and I'm glad to have picked them up. So the first one I have here is Emmet Rhodes' album Farewell to Paradise. Yeah. Killer stuff. I do like Emmet Rhodes quite a bit. So this was a really nice find. Really great condition on this. Glorious album. So yeah, that was a really killer find to find Emmet Rhodes in the wild like that. One I didn't have, and not a cheap record if you want to just buy it. And then the next one, this one really shocked me. Before this, I only had one Vertigo swirl, and now I have two. And I have Jade Warrior released. This is not really the rarest of Vertigo swirls, but it is a Vertigo swirl nonetheless. So always cool, and Jade Warrior is a great group, so definitely a good one to have, good one to find, and for 20 cents, hell of a deal. So yeah, that was all in one day, those there, and then I have another that I just got about a week ago now. So I'll go ahead and go through these real quick. I found a bunch of UK pressings at Goodwill. There was just sort of a little smattering of UK pressings there. I don't know if maybe I just missed a big collection that went out, and these are what's left. But yeah, some interesting stuff. First one we got here is the soundtrack to Dr. Zhivago. And actually this is a German pressing, not a UK pressing. So a German pressing of Dr. Zhivago. That should be pretty awesome. German pressings are typically really good. This is probably the best find of the day. The Ramsey Lewis Trio, Another Voyage. Haven't seen this Ramsey Lewis one before. On Cadet Records. Should be pretty damn good, I think. Hoping so anyway. 1969. Yeah. Looking forward to that one. This next one I just bought because of the oddball cover. This cover is just, it's weird. Yeah. It's a Smash Hit 71 on the MFP label, and she has this baby pin in her bikini bottom there, and it's like she's holding a baby, and I don't really know what's going on there. And then there's a second photo on the back that's similar but a different angle, and you see the giant safety pin in her bikini there. It's weird. So yeah, this is just a weird oddity that I just couldn't leave behind. So it's just a bunch of covers, I'm guessing, of 70s hits, 71 hits. All right, next up on Scepter Records, and this one's a German pressing as well. Dionne Warwick's Greatest Motion Picture Hits. So you got The Look of Love, theme from The Valley of the Dolls. Those are the two I know, and Alfie is on here as well. Should be a fun listen. And this next one, I'm guessing this is a comedy album. I have not checked it out yet. This is Max Boyce, We All Had Doctor's Papers. And then the last one I got, which is not a UK pressing, this is a US pressing, but this is a Phase 4 stereo on bullfighting music. So really awesome cover on this one. I do really like the cover. Love his outfit and everything there. Really nice cover. It should be a fun listen to hear some bullfighting music. So there's the gatefold on that one. So that's going to do it for my September vinyl inbox. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Leave me a like if you liked it. Give me some comments down below if you have any. Subscribe if you aren't already. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, great night. Remember, there is no bad music, only music you don't like. See you again real soon. Cheers.